Hi, this is the lesson on how to email your teacher. It's just a reminder of the expectations that Norman High teachers on how students communicate with us and what you can expect when we communicate with you. So let's just review the parts of an email. So there's going to be a subject, a greeting, a message, a sign-off, your full name and class hour, and please make sure that you proofread it. So to go through that in more detail, I'm going to click through this PowerPoint. So let's make it big. There we go. All right, emailing how-to, guidelines for contacting your teacher. Let's do it. All right, so again, here's the parts of an email. You're gonna have your subject line. That's the line that's gonna show up in your teacher's inbox, the first thing that they see when they see that you have sent them an email. Your greeting, that's the dear so-and-so. You don't always have to put in dear, but please put some kind of greeting. You're gonna have your actual message, and then you're gonna have your sign-off, like thanks, bye, and then put your full name, put your class and your hour. Putting your class and your hour helps your teacher respond to you faster. And also please make sure that you proofread it so you look smart in your email to your teacher. All right, so the subject line here is just some samples over here. It's kind of a different looking slide along the right side of the slide. So let's say English 3, third hour, missing work. So your teacher's going to see that. They're going to see who it's from and be like, oh, okay, somebody in my third hour has some missing work. They're probably asking me like, what work do I need as their teacher to send to them because they've got some missing work. Okay, the next one, AP Chem, 6th hour, moles homework questions. Okay, so this person is taking AP Chemistry. They're in the teacher's 6th hour. They have some questions over their homework about moles. Then we've got Algebra 2, 1st hour, makeup work. Government, 3rd, class absence. French 2, 7th hour, test questions. Studio Art, 5th hour, grade concerns. So those are all excellent subjects for emails. So your subject should say what your email is about. Don't put like a whole sentence. It is very, very helpful for your teacher if you put your class. Lots of teachers here at Norman High teach more than one class. So maybe they teach Algebra 2 and they teach Geometry and maybe Algebra 1. So make sure that you put what class you're actually emailing about. So that way you get a faster response from your teacher. And then make sure that you do not type your entire message in the subject line. Many students tend to do this. It's very cluttery. Your teacher does not have time to read the entire email in the subject line, so please don't do that. Okay, so the next part is your greeting. Here is some examples. You can do the very traditional, very formal dear, and then put your teacher's title and then put their last name. So we've got some examples here. Dear Mr. Lowry. If you're not feeling quite so formal with saying dear, you could say hello. Hello, Miss Klingensmith. If you're feeling even less formal, hi, Mr. Powell. If you're not feeling a dear, hello, a hi, or anything, you could just put their name, Miss Fuller. If you're trying to be like really nice, maybe you could put good morning, Mr. Stone. A good morning or good afternoon is a little bit nicer. Or again, you could just put their name, Miss Davis. So that's what you're going to put in the top of the text part of your email is just the greeting to your teacher. Please make sure that you do that. It's very polite. It's very formal. It's what is going to be expected of you in the workplace. So let's do this at school as well. Okay, the message. So the message is where you're actually saying what you're emailing about. So here's an example. They're emailing Miss Hoggett. So they've got their greeting, dear Miss Hoggett, and here's their actual message. I was absent today because I had a dentist appointment. What assignments do I need to complete for class and where can I find them? Thank you for your help. Have a great day. And of course, as a made-up name, William Shakespeare, English 2, 1st hour. So first of all, make sure that you use complete sentences in your message. And make sure you state what you need and why if it's necessary. Like don't tell your whole life story. Don't, tell anything that you are not comfortable with your teacher knowing, but do state what you need from your teacher. Why are you emailing them? Make sure to include any helpful information, but you don't have to, Ms. Hoggett did not need to know that the student had a dentist appointment. They could have just said I was absent today. But they included just dentist appointment. Maybe they're wanting to be clear, hey, I wasn't skipping, I promise. But whatever the reason they're absent, so they're asking for what they missed in class. Also, make sure that you're kind in your email. So maybe if you are angry about your grade or something that happened in class and you would like to talk to your teacher about it, but you're still mad whenever you sit down to write your email, maybe go do something else for a little bit and then come back so that way you can write your email in a formal manner and make sure that you use kind, or if you're not feeling very kind, at least very formal language. Do not email when you're angry. Also, it's very nice to say thank you whenever you're emailing your teachers, because often when we are emailing our teachers, we're asking for help, we're asking for something. When you ask for something in American culture, we say thank you. So make sure that you use manners. Manners matter. All right, the sign-off plus your name and class hour, this is where you close your email. Keep it pretty simple. You don't always have to put like an actual sign off, but this is where you would put like sincerely, or thank you, or best, or respectfully, or have a good day. There's all kinds of sign offs that you could use. A simple thanks works pretty well. Sometimes I put best in my emails, just kind of like a nice way to say bye as you're closing off your email. After you sign off, please do put your first and last name, especially as it appears in the grade book. Please put your class and your hour. Again, this will help your teacher get back to you more efficiently, especially right now at the beginning of the semester when a lot of people's schedules have changed. So maybe last semester you were in that teacher's 4th hour and now you're in that teacher's 7th hour. So they might automatically be like, oh, it's Timmy. I'm going to go check my 4th hour to go find what they need. And then they can't find Timmy because now you're in 7th hour. And they don't have that memorized just yet. So it's definitely helpful to the teacher if you put your class hour on your email, because you will get an answer faster if your teacher is not having to wade through all their classes to figure out which class of theirs that you are in. So that's how you conclude your email. Before you click that send button, make sure that you proofread it. Spelling and grammar matter. You don't want to look dumb in front of your teacher, right? All right, that would be embarrassing. You want to make sure that you have correct spelling and grammar. A lot of people have Grammarly installed on their browsers, so use it. If you're getting those red squigglies, make sure that you click on them and correct them. Make any necessary changes. Make sure you've got complete sentences, proper capitalization, all of that. If you're feeling nervous about it, maybe you have a really big favor that you're asking from that teacher, and you want to make sure that your email is perfect, maybe even have like a parent or a friend proofread it before you click that send button to make sure everything is just right. Okay, so here's an example. So we've got our subject line. It says essay and presentation question, 3rd hour, US. So that's their subject line. So they've got a hint as to what their question is about and then what class they're in. They have their greeting, hi, Miss Markman. They have their message. I'm looking at the homework from yesterday and am confused about whether I should be submitting my PowerPoint presentation with my essay or uploading them separate to Canvas. So there's their question, short and sweet, 1 sentence. They're trying to get their work done and they're not sure how they're supposed to do it, so they've asked their question. So now they've got their sign off, thanks so much for your help, sincerely, and then they put their name and their class hour. John Adams, 3rd hour, U.S. History. You can tell that they have checked for spelling and grammar because they've got no red squiggly lines. That's all correct spelling. They have correct capitalization, punctuation, all of that looks good. They are ready to hit that send button to ask their teacher for help. Here's another one. Their subject line says English 1st hour, grade and missing work. Dear Miss Renaud, I am worried about my grade. I was checking Canvas and saw I had 4 zeros in your class. Can I still turn these in to you late for credit? Thank you so much. George Orwell, 1st hour, English 1. So this student, instead of asking for help on a specific assignment, has noticed they have 4 zeros and they're like, oh shoot, can I still do that? So they're asking their teacher, I never signed up for zeros. Can I please still do it? Okay, thanks. So they just sent a very nice email to their teacher asking if they can still make up those zeros. So I hope this was helpful. You are expected to use this. Here's one more example down here. And then what you're going to do now is, you can't see it because I'm not in student mode, but what you're going to do now is you're going to just write an example email to any teacher. It does not have to be me. It can be a made-up teacher. You could write it to, I don't know, Stephen King and pretend he's your teacher, whoever. But you're going to write an example email just in the text box below. You're going to put a subject line. You're going to put a greeting. You're going to put your message, a sign off, and make sure you have your first and last name and your class and class hour. So in this example of what it would look like in a text box, so we've got our subject. It says, class this Friday. Hi, Mr. Mead. There is a soccer game this Friday, so I will miss your class. What can I do in advance to keep up with class? Thanks. Susan Robinson, 4th hour physical science. Easy enough. It's worth 5 points, so please make sure you get that done. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know.